In 2026, the world won't just be defined by armies, borders, or old-school military might. The real contest will be fought in money, technology, data, minerals, and energy networks. The nations that rise next won't be the ones displaying power through parades and missiles. They will be the ones quietly securing the supply chains, the rare minerals, the AI systems, and the critical maritime routes that the global economy relies on. Power is shifting, not loud, but deep. Interesting, right? Keep watching to uncover the top 3 nations rising faster than anyone predicted in a while. Countries like India and Vietnam are silently accelerating while older powers face demographic collapse, rising debt, and technological stagnation. Nations like the United States, China, and Turkey are preparing to shape conflicts using drones, autonomous air systems, and integrated digital warfare. Control over the world's chokepoints, the Strait of Hormuz, Bosphorus, and Malacca Strait, will decide the direction of global trade. Energy titans such as Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Qatar will continue to influence world pricing. Young and rapidly modernizing populations in India, Pakistan, and Indonesia may outpace aging superpowers like Japan, South Korea, and several European states. And alliances like NATO, BRICS Plus, and the emerging Asian coalitions will reshape diplomacy more than raw national power alone. Meanwhile, countries rich in lithium, nickel, cobalt, copper, and rare earths, particularly in Africa, will silently dictate the growth of global industries. A global shift is underway, and most people aren't ready to see who truly takes control next. But forget the usual list of superpowers, because in 2026, 3 countries nobody expected are about to shake the world. One of them could change global trade, energy, and technology forever. Think you can guess which ones? First up, Turkey. Once seen as a regional player with limited reach, Turkey is now emerging as a global military tech powerhouse. The transformation didn't happen overnight, but its acceleration since 2020 has been explosive. The world is still underestimating it. Turkish defense exports hit US $7.15 billion in 2024. A massive 30% jump. And behind those numbers is a quiet revolution led by Baykar, the company reshaping the global drone market. Baykar now leads 65% of global military drone exports, surpassing nations that dominated the industry for decades. Its drones, the Bayraktar TB2 and the stealth-capable TB3, have rewritten wartime strategies everywhere, from Ukraine's open plains to the harsh deserts of North Africa. But Turkey's rise goes deeper than drones. Under the Blue Homeland Doctrine, Turkey aims to secure vast maritime zones across the Black Sea, Aegean Sea, and the Eastern Mediterranean. These zones are rich in potential underwater energy and sit along crucial naval pathways. Whoever controls these waters shapes regional energy routes and military dynamics. Turkey intends to be that controller. At the same time, Turkey is transforming itself from an arms importer into an arms innovator. It now produces 75% of its military equipment domestically, from missile systems to naval ships, from armored vehicles to advanced UAVs. That level of self-reliance gives Ankara freedom few nations have. So when the next conflict erupts, the next energy channel becomes contested, or the next swarm of autonomous drones fills the sky, global attention won't just be on Washington or Beijing. It will be in Ankara. Turkey is no longer merely rising. It is actively shifting the global balance of power, and almost nobody has realized how far it has already come. Second is Saudi Arabia. Most people still see Saudi Arabia as the oil country, but that old identity is evaporating fast. Saudi Arabia holds roughly 15% of the world's proven oil reserves and remains the #1 exporter of crude oil globally. This alone gives the kingdom influence in every corner of the world, from Asian manufacturing to European energy security. Yet something far more dramatic is happening. Under Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia is reinventing itself for a world that runs on both fossil fuels and renewables. Massive investments are flooding into solar power, wind energy farms, natural gas expansions, and most notably, a bold push toward green and blue hydrogen. Saudi Arabia doesn't want to just sell the old energy. It wants to dominate the new one. At the center of this transformation is the futuristic megaproject NEOM, a city built for a post-oil world. NEOM isn't just skyscrapers and tourism. It's solar-powered infrastructure, hydrogen manufacturing, high-tech industrial zones, and experimental innovation districts designed to export not energy alone, but ideas, systems, and technologies. Imagine a scenario where Saudi Arabia exports both crude oil and green hydrogen to Europe, Asia, and Africa, controlling the present and future energy markets simultaneously. That would give it a dual influence no other nation has ever held. So when the world faces the next energy crisis, will global markets look toward Washington, toward Beijing, or toward Riyadh? Saudi Arabia isn't just an oil-rich monarchy. It may soon be the central hub of the global energy transition, holding power not only over barrels, but over the entire future of clean energy. Now, third is Indonesia. To many, Indonesia has been just a massive archipelago somewhere in Southeast Asia. But beneath the islands lies one of the most strategic combinations of minerals, metals, population, and geography on Earth. Indonesia holds the world's largest nickel reserves and has become the top global producer. In 2020, it banned raw ore exports, forcing companies to refine nickel inside the country. That decision changed everything. Indonesia now produces refined nickel, stainless steel, battery components, and key EV materials. By 2024, its share of global refined nickel had skyrocketed, making it indispensable to the electric vehicle industry. And that's just one mineral. Indonesia possesses copper, tin, bauxite, cobalt, every essential building block of green energy, battery technology, and modern electronics. This mineral wealth is rising at the exact moment the world transitions toward EVs, solar grids, and high-tech manufacturing. But the country's greatest power isn't even underground. It's in the waters around it. Indonesia sits on some of the most strategic shipping lanes in the world. It is a maritime choke point nation, a gatekeeper of global trade routes between the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Every major economy relies on these routes for goods, fuel, manufacturing materials, and food. When the next surge of EV demand hits, when green energy production accelerates, when global shipping changes under pressure, will the world turn to Washington, Beijing, or to Jakarta? Indonesia is not just rising. It is rewriting the rules of future power, and most countries haven't realized it yet. So, the real revelation? Countries survive not by clinging to old power, but by reinventing themselves fast enough that the world has no choice but to follow. Those who cannot innovate, diversify, or secure their resources will be left behind, fading into irrelevance while new giants quietly claim the stage. The real question now is, will the world be ready when the new power map finally flips? Looking ahead, there are 3 more nations hovering on the brink of major global stage breakthroughs. Vietnam, Mexico, and even Nigeria are quietly stacking the deck. Vietnam is racing toward double-digit growth, becoming a global manufacturing and tech hub as companies flee rising costs in China. Mexico stands to gain hugely from supply chain reshuffles and nearshoring trends shifting production closer to North America. And Nigeria, with youthful demographics, growing markets, and massive potential in agriculture, energy, and services, could emerge as Africa's powerhouse if it reforms fast enough. Any of these could sneak past expectations and reshape global power. If you're curious to see which country rises next, which one collapses, and which hidden players quietly take the throne, you're in the right place. Because this journey is just getting started, more chapters are coming your way. If this gives you a fresh perspective on the future, give the like button a click and subscribe. That way you won't miss what's coming next. The world is shifting fast. Stay ahead of the curve.